All right, speaking of process, I want to bring in a former client who actually documented this whole process through a blog. Welcome, sir.
Hello, thank you.
Did you do this independent of them, or is kind of a part? Either way is fine, but was this an effort you guys did together?
It was an effort that we did together.
Okay. Let's first of all look at your head. Let's do a little. I mean, looks great. Looks like a guy who, once again, if I met you, I'd say, guy's got decent hair. It's, you know, maybe you're thinning a bit, losing a little bit, but certainly would never call you a bald guy or a what. Let's first talk, obviously, why'd you do it? We know you're graying your hair, but the process of kind of your thinking that got you there.
Well, of course, when I looked in the mirror, I had the same experience of seeing my father. My hair was thinning. I'm like,
what age did it start thinning?
My hair started to thin at about 26 or 27.
Did you find yourself, I know, and please, this is my crazy out there, everybody, because you stare in the mirror and you're looking, and I guess that there's
absolutely.
a whole thing that guys go through in terms of, you know.
See my dad, my grandpa staring right back at me, all that kind of thing. So, you know, I noticed that, and then it turns out that at the time I was at an advertising agency that was doing some work with Bosley.
Love advertising agencies.
Right, so they said, well, you know, we'll do your hair. So I said, hey, that sounds great. It tied into the idea of really kind of the genesis of it was we were going to do some television, but there's so much information about this process that you can't communicate in 60 seconds. We wanted to try to do something where you could really allow that consumer to do some research and get some information.
So you go in, what happens the day? Take me through it.
Basically, I went in the morning. I had my procedure done in Seattle. There are places all over the country. Went in about 8:30. I was in the chair. Got the painkillers right about 8:30 a.m., so it was a good start to the day. And basically what happens is, you know, they take that donor tissue. You're pretty much out for that part of it. There's a whole team of people. There's the doctor, and there's 6 or 7 technicians working on you all day. There's people in the back who are getting those follicles out of that donor tissue while there's people in the room. They make a series of incisions in like a section of your scalp and put the follicles, transplant the follicles in one by one. Kind of go section by section. The doctor leads the whole thing sort of to make sure that the hairline looks natural and the placement looks natural. And I pretty much sat there, joked around with the staff, had some lunch, watched a movie. I was very surprised at how easy it was.
Wasn't big. But how about a week or two when you go back to, you take a few days off?
Yeah, I took a few days off. I was actually, it varies for different guys. I talked to guys who are back at work the next day.
Do you have to wear a baseball hat? Because don't you have stitches and stuff on your head?
There's some scabbing. There's some scabbing on the head, definitely. And that does stay, again, it varies for guys. I had that around for about 2 weeks after the procedure.
Now, how long ago did you have this done?
It was in July.
July.
Almost 7 months ago.
And wow, you going to go back and do more?
I haven't decided yet, but I might.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, it looks great, but keep adding on.
Yeah,
you know?
well, you know.
Now, are you one of those, do you feel a difference now? Do you feel more confident walking into a room? I don't mean to do a cheesy infomercial, but it's like, okay, you obviously, a guy with hair, for the most part, usually has a more attractive, do you feel different? Are you more confident at work and all that with women and all that stuff?
I would say that I was pretty confident beforehand. So for me personally, it wasn't necessarily about confidence, but I like the way I look more now. I don't have that fear of winding up like my father or my grandfather.
Yeah. How much does it cost to have it done?
Varies. It's a per follicle charge, so it depends on how much you want to do. I had 1,900 grafts in my procedure, and the cost was about $12,000. Not
bad. Well, let me also be a marketing guy for a second, though. If you're selling the Holy Grail here, and you're basically giving a guy his youth, I mean, one could argue the price elasticity on that is, you know, you could go even higher on that.
We could. Our average price is $8,500. Some guys spend up to $13,000, $14,000. You know,
okay.
A lot of folks make that kind of investment and then some on a car, furniture, or fashion.
It's a no-brainer. Well, I want to bring out one of our top producers, Sam, who I guess we could say has male pattern baldness. Do you have questions or something, Sam?
Now look, I've got the hair right here. See right here, but is that enough to get it grafted in?
So yes, the reason this works, the beauty of this that we didn't talk about was something called donor dominance. When you take the hair from here and move it, it doesn't know you moved it. That's why it continues to grow. Because otherwise, why would it just not go bald there?
All right, here.
Okay, so Sam,
take a look at his head.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this hair you have back here is not enough to replace every hair on your head that you have. So what you have to do, you have to take this and use kind of a technique called differential density. Put it where you want it.
Right.
Maximize the look. Most people want to frame their face, so they're looking to get a little bit of muscle here.
So I'd still have a bald spot here.
You would. Yeah, and it depends how much you wanted to move and whether you wanted to focus in the back or the front. But for the amount of hair you have here and the amount of hair you don't have here, you would likely just be able to do the front about 2/3. and maintain that back spot.
And if I took hair from back here, would I then be kind of bald back here?
You wouldn't. You wouldn't, because what we do, if that's the back of your head, and we're going to remove that piece that has the hair,
right.
and then when we stitch it together, we pull it back together like that.
I see.
So what do you think? Yes or no? Would you? Why would you do it? Why wouldn't you do it?
Well, I tell you, you hit on it a minute ago. The hardest part about it would be to leave work on a Friday night as a bald man and come back in Monday morning with some hair up there, you know, and everybody says, "Oh, you're doing the treatment."
It happens
you know?
gradually.
Now, this was gone when I was 25. When I was 25 years old.
It'd be a gradual transformation over the
Right.
course of 3, 6, 9 months, and all of a sudden, 9
So
months
people
later,
would-
you'll say, "Whoa!"
They say, "Hey, it's coming back in."
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Along those non-stigma, on your website, you have celebrity clients who's obviously agreed to give their name, Kenny Rogers, Pat O'Brien, who I've watched his hair come back, Steve Kerr. So they're not concerned. It's like, hey, you've done it, no problem. What the hell? I mean, he looks great. Pat looks great.
That's right. That's right. A lot of guys doing this.
So there's no more stigma attached to
No
it.
whatsoever.
I guess is this a kind of a function of with women with breast enhancement, and like we live in a world now, whatever works, whether it happens synthetically or Mother Nature.
Cosmetic surgery is more and more accepted. It's been going that way for ladies for a long time, but now men are more and more used to the fact that you can do things, you can take care of some of these things that bug you.
Let's quickly also wrap up with the business of it. You've got about 12% market, 100 million in revenue.
Yeah.
A lot of hair follicles.
A lot of hair follicles. You know, we've been focused on this for a long time, doing it well, growing at a nice clip every year, you know, double digits every year.
Well, guys, this has been fascinating. John, Ken, Seth, a happy customer. Sam, a potential customer. Thanks for being here, guys. We've got more. We're still to come. How many years before we actually cure baldness? The holy grail, that's ahead, as well as more of the leading hair loss experts in the world when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Next, we've got the fastest gadget to ever receive FDA clearance for promotion of hair growth. It's a brand new announcement that could change forever the battle against the bald.